Most people have heard of CGMs before, or continuous glucose monitors, but there's a new tool on the block that's getting a lot of attention, and that's the CKM, the continuous ketone monitor. So today we're going to talk about which one is better if you're not diabetic, and more importantly, what they can tell you about your health. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who helps people reverse insulin resistance and balance blood sugar naturally. And today I'm going to break down the differences between CGMs and CKMs, what each one shows, and what they can tell you about your metabolism. So before we dive into the differences, let's first talk about why tracking even matters at all, why it can be helpful. Your blood sugar tells you so much about your health. It's like a window into how your body is handling the food you eat, your stress levels, your sleep, and even your hormones. When you track your blood sugar, you can see how high your blood sugar spikes after eating certain foods, how quickly your body brings blood sugar back down after a meal, and do you crash after eating? Or do you feel steady and energized? All of this can help you to figure out if you're insulin sensitive and your body is able to tolerate and handle carbs efficiently, or maybe you're insulin resistant, which means carbohydrates tend to keep your blood sugar higher for longer than it should. And if you've been diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, this can be a powerful tool for helping you to reverse these conditions. Because, like I said, it tells you a lot about how your body is responding to food. And even if you're not diabetic, these insights are huge because insulin resistance is often present years before someone is officially diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. So let's start with CGMs and talk about what exactly they show. A continuous glucose monitor tracks your blood sugar in real time, 24 hours a day. The benefit of a CGM is that you can see how different foods and habits affect you. Maybe you thought oatmeal was a healthy breakfast, but your blood sugar shoots up and stays high for hours. Or maybe you find that walking after dinner helps flatten the spike from carbs. CGMs also show patterns. Is your fasting glucose higher in the morning than it should be? Does stress from work cause spikes, even if you haven't eaten? Does poor sleep keep your numbers elevated the next day? All of this data gives you an incredible level of personalization. It's no longer about following a generic diet plan. It's about figuring out what works for your body and what doesn't. But here's where things get interesting. Sometimes people use CGMs and their blood sugar looks perfectly normal. It's stable, it's in range, and everything looks fine on paper. But they'll still come to me saying, I feel stuck, I'm not losing weight, I'm exhausted, something still feels off. And that's because blood sugar is only one piece of the puzzle. It is a big piece, but it is only one piece. It shows how your body handles carbs, but it doesn't necessarily tell you whether your body is good at burning fat. So you can have perfectly stable glucose, but poor metabolic flexibility. And that's where a CKM can be the missing piece. A CKM, or continuous ketone monitor, measures ketones in real time. Ketones are molecules your body produces when it's burning fat for fuel. So when you're fasting, eating lower carb, or in a calorie deficit, your body shifts into fat burning and produces ketones. And this is incredibly valuable information because it can show if you're fat adapted or not. In other words, is your body good at switching from burning glucose or sugar for energy to fat for energy? Or maybe it has trouble making that switch. So instead of guessing whether what you're eating and your daily habits, your lifestyle, your exercise is working for you or against you, a CKM can show you in real time. It shows you in real time whether your habits, whether what you're eating is helping you to burn fat or working against you and stopping fat burning, if that's your goal, of course. So I like to think of it this way. A CGM shows you the inputs, how your food, sleep, exercise, and stress affect your blood sugar. And a CKM shows you the outcomes, whether your body is actually switching into fat burning mode. Both tools are valuable, but if you're someone who's not diabetic and your blood sugar already looks fairly normal, or maybe you've used a CGM before and you already know how to keep your blood sugar stable, then a CKM might help you to get those deeper insights you're looking for. And this is where the Sibio KS1 comes in. It's the world's first continuous ketone monitor, available for everyday use, and it's designed to give you the kind of real-time feedback that was never possible before. With a continuous ketone monitor, you can track your ketones around the clock. You can see exactly when your body is in fat burning mode. You can know if fasting, exercise, sleep, or stress affect your ketone levels, and you can fine-tune your diet to become more fat adapted over time. So for anyone who is struggling with fat loss and can't really figure out where they're going wrong, this is a game changer. Instead of relying on ketones in the urine, which can be inaccurate, or finger pricks that give you only a single snapshot, you can see the whole picture and know if your body is actually running on fat. So, which is better for non-diabetics? If you're just starting out, a CGM is an amazing tool. It will show you how different foods affect you and whether you're insulin resistant. But if you already have pretty stable blood sugar and you're eating low carb and want to know if your body is truly burning fat, then the Sibio KS1 CKM might be even more useful. The truth is that both do provide valuable insights, but they give you different pieces of the puzzle. A CGM tells you how you handle carbs, and a CKM tells you if you're actually burning fat. Now, these do tend to go hand in hand, but not always. And if your primary goal is fat loss or improving metabolic flexibility, that ketone data can be the missing key. Let me know in the comments down below if you've used a CGM or a CKM before. What was the most interesting thing that you learned? Let me know down below. And I'm also going to put the link to check out Sibio in the description box down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.